The year is 2025. The world watches as a new technological power emerges from the east. China's DeepSeek AI has arrived and it's shaking the very foundations of the AI world. The launch of its R1 large language model sent shockwaves across the globe. It was a moment that signaled a potential power shift in the technological landscape. No longer would the United States reign supreme. DeepSeek's debut was nothing short of explosive. Its R1 model, an artificial intelligence capable of human-like language processing, took the world by storm. The launch coincided with DeepSeek becoming the most downloaded free app on Apple's US App Store. This achievement was a clear sign that DeepSeek was not just another player in the AI field, it was a force to be reckoned with. The impact of DeepSeek's arrival was immediate and far-reaching. The US stock market, caught off guard, experienced a record single-day drop. The established order of the tech world, dominated by US giants, was suddenly in question. DeepSeek, a relatively young company, had thrown down the gauntlet. The question on everyone's mind was simple yet profound. How did a Chinese company, seemingly out of nowhere, manage to disrupt the global AI landscape so dramatically? The answer lies in a potent combination of technological innovation, strategic brilliance, and a changing global order. DeepSeek's story is about more than just algorithms and code. It's about ambition, competition, and the future of artificial intelligence itself. At the heart of DeepSeek's success lies a technological marvel, the R1 model. This groundbreaking large language model is not just powerful, it's also remarkably cost-effective. Developed on a budget dwarfed by the massive investments of US tech giants, R1's creation challenged the prevailing assumption that bigger budgets meant better AI. DeepSeek achieved this feat through a combination of innovative algorithms and a lean, efficient approach to development. The company's engineers focused on maximizing the effectiveness of their code, squeezing every ounce of performance out of their resources. The result was an AI model that could rival, and in some cases even surpass, its Western counterparts, developed at a fraction of the cost. But R1's true disruptive power lies not just in its performance, but also in its accessibility. Unlike many Western AI models that require powerful hardware and constant internet connectivity, R1 can function offline. This unique feature makes it usable even on devices with limited processing power and in areas with poor internet access. This accessibility has profound implications for the future of AI. It democratizes access to this powerful technology, making it available to a much wider range of users. No longer is cutting-edge AI the exclusive domain of well-funded corporations and research institutions. With DeepSeek, the power of artificial intelligence is now within reach of individuals and smaller organizations around the world. The launch of DeepSeek's R1 model was a direct challenge to the established giants of the AI world, particularly OpenAI and its ChatGPT Pro. ChatGPT Pro, launched just months prior, was hailed as a significant leap forward in AI-powered language processing. However, its hefty subscription fee of $200 per month made it inaccessible to many. DeepSeek's R1, in stark contrast, was completely free to use. This pricing strategy was a brilliant move, immediately positioning DeepSeek as a champion of accessibility and challenging the notion that advanced AI should come at a premium cost. The response from users was overwhelming, with millions flocking to download the DeepSeek app. The differences between R1 and ChatGPT Pro went beyond pricing. While ChatGPT Pro boasted impressive capabilities, it was still reliant on powerful servers and constant internet connectivity. R1, on the other hand, could function offline, processing information locally on the user's device. This key difference gave R1 a significant advantage in terms of privacy and security, as user data was not constantly being transmitted to and from remote servers. The battle between DeepSeek and OpenAI is not just a competition between two companies, it's a clash of philosophies. On one side, the established model of proprietary technology, high subscription fees, and reliance on centralized servers. On the other, a new approach focused on open access, affordability, and user privacy. The outcome of this battle will have far-reaching consequences for the future of AI and its impact on our lives. The aftershocks of DeepSeek's arrival were felt most acutely in Silicon Valley. The US stock market, long accustomed to the dominance of its tech giants, reeled from the impact. Chip manufacturers, particularly Nvidia, experienced a dramatic decline in share value. Nvidia, A company synonymous with high-performance computing and a key supplier for many AI applications, saw its market value plummet by a staggering $600 billion in a single day. This unprecedented drop was a direct result of DeepSeek's technological prowess. R1's ability to function efficiently without relying on top-of-the-line Nvidia chips sent shockwaves through the industry. Investors, once confident in the dominance of US chipmakers, began to question their long-term prospects in a world where innovative software could potentially lessen the reliance on expensive hardware. The impact extended beyond chip manufacturers. Tech giants like AMD and Intel also experienced significant share declines. The entire US tech sector was put on notice. DeepSeek's success demonstrated that innovation could come from unexpected places, and that the grip of established players on the market was not as firm as many had believed. The events of that day sent a clear message. The technological landscape was shifting. The era of unchallenged US dominance in the world of AI was over. DeepSeek's arrival had exposed vulnerabilities in the US tech industry, forcing companies and investors alike to confront a new reality. The question was no longer whether DeepSeek posed a threat, but how the US tech sector would adapt and respond to this new challenger on the global stage. Section 5. The Data Dilemma: Security and Privacy Concerns. While DeepSeek's technological achievements impressed many, its data collection practices raised eyebrows. The app's hunger for user data was undeniable, scooping up everything from device details to keystroke patterns. This information, according to DeepSeek, was essential for improving the R1 model's accuracy and performance. However, the fact that all this data was being stored on servers in mainland China sparked immediate concerns. Unlike TikTok, which had bowed to US regulatory pressure by relocating American user data to Oracle's infrastructure, DeepSeek remained steadfast. The company's stance was clear: user data, regardless of origin, would be subject to Chinese law. This stance brought DeepSeek into a geopolitical gray area. Chinese law grants the government sweeping access to data held by domestic companies, a stark contrast to the data protection regulations in many Western nations. This reality ignited a firestorm of debate about data security, privacy, and the potential for misuse of sensitive information. Experts like Ross Burley from the Center for Information Resilience voiced their concerns, highlighting the potential risks associated with DeepSeek's data practices. The lack of transparency surrounding the Chinese government's access to this data fueled anxieties. For many, the question wasn't whether DeepSeek intended to misuse user data, but whether the company could guarantee its safety from the reach of the Chinese government. The initial awe inspired by DeepSeek's technological prowess began to wane as reports of censorship surfaced. Users discovered that certain search terms, particularly those related to sensitive events in China's history, yielded curiously blank or incomplete results. The infamous Tiananmen Square protests of 1989, a taboo subject in mainland China, seemed to have vanished from DeepSeek's version of history. News outlets like CBS News were quick to highlight these discrepancies, revealing a pattern of censorship that cast a long shadow over DeepSeek's claims of neutrality. The company's response was carefully worded but ultimately unconvincing. DeepSeek maintained that its censorship protocols were in place to comply with local laws and regulations. However, for many observers, this explanation rang hollow. The implications of these revelations were profound. DeepSeek, with its rapidly growing user base and powerful AI capabilities, had the potential to shape the information landscape. The fear was that the company, either willingly or under pressure from the Chinese government, could use its technology to promote a specific narrative, one that aligned with the Chinese Communist Party's ideology. Experts like Matt Sheehan from the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace warned of the dangers of allowing technology companies to dictate what information users could and could not access. The open-source nature of DeepSeek's technology, while lauded for its accessibility, also meant that its censorship mechanisms could potentially be replicated on other platforms. The challenge, therefore, was not just to address DeepSeek's censorship practices, but to develop broader safeguards that protected the free flow of information in the age of AI. The DeepSeek phenomenon sent ripples of unease across the Pacific, prompting a flurry of activity in Washington, D.C. The U.S. government, caught off guard by the speed and scale of DeepSeek's rise, scrambled to formulate a coherent response. The situation was unprecedented. A Chinese company, operating under a different set of rules and regulations, had developed a technology with the potential to disrupt not just the tech industry, but also the geopolitical balance of power. President Trump, never one to shy away from a confrontation, labeled DeepSeek a wake-up call for America. His administration launched a National Security Council investigation into the potential risks posed by DeepSeek's technology and data practices. The focus was twofold: first, to assess the national security implications of a Chinese company having access to vast amounts of user data, and second, to determine whether DeepSeek's technology could be used for malicious purposes, such as espionage or spreading disinformation. Congress, too, sprang into action. Representative John Moulinar, a vocal critic of China's technological ambitions, called for stricter export controls on technologies that could be used to enhance DeepSeek's AI infrastructure. The aim was to slow down DeepSeek's progress by limiting its access to critical hardware and software components. However, this approach faced significant challenges. The global supply chain for AI technology was complex and interconnected, and any attempt to restrict access to specific components could have unintended consequences for U.S. companies and research institutions. The Biden administration, which had inherited the DeepSeek challenge from its predecessor, faced a difficult balancing act. On the one hand, there was a need to address the legitimate concerns about data security, privacy, and censorship. On the other hand, the U.S. government was also wary of stifling innovation and hindering the development of its own AI capabilities. The challenge was to find a way to mitigate the risks posed by DeepSeek without undermining the principles of free market competition and technological progress. The rise of DeepSeek AI signifies more than just the emergence of a new technological powerhouse. It represents a paradigm shift in the global balance of power in artificial intelligence. For decades, the United States has reigned supreme in the tech world, dictating the pace of innovation and setting the standards for the industry. However, DeepSeek's arrival has shattered this illusion of unchallenged dominance. China, once considered a follower in the tech race, has emerged as a formidable competitor. The country's massive investments in research and development, coupled with its vast reserves of data and a burgeoning tech talent pool, have created the ideal conditions for companies like DeepSeek to flourish. The implications of this shift are profound, extending far beyond the realms of Silicon Valley and Shenzhen. The traditional narrative of a US-led technological order is being rewritten. The world is entering an era of multipolarity in AI where power is more distributed and no single nation or company can claim absolute dominance. This new reality presents both challenges and opportunities. On the one hand, the increased competition could lead to a fragmentation of the internet and the development of competing technological ecosystems, hindering collaboration and potentially slowing down progress in AI research. On the other hand, this competition could also spur a new wave of innovation as companies and nations strive to outdo each other in the race for AI supremacy. The DeepSeek saga serves as a stark reminder that the future of artificial intelligence is not predetermined. It is a future that will be shaped by the choices made today by governments, corporations, and individuals around the world. Navigating this complex landscape requires a nuanced understanding of the opportunities and challenges presented by AI. First and foremost, it is crucial to move beyond the simplistic narratives of a zero-sum game between the United States and China. The development of AI is not a winner-takes-all proposition. Collaboration, rather than competition, will be key to unlocking the full potential of this transformative technology. Secondly, there is an urgent need to address the ethical concerns surrounding AI, particularly those related to data privacy, bias, and the potential for misuse. The DeepSeek case highlights the importance of developing robust regulatory frameworks that ensure AI is developed and deployed responsibly. Finally, it is essential to remember that AI is not an end in itself, but a tool that can be used for good or for ill. The ultimate responsibility lies with humans to ensure that AI is used to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. The DeepSeek story is far from over. It is a story that is still being written. The choices made today will determine whether AI fulfills its promise as a force for good, or becomes a source of division and distrust. The future of artificial intelligence hangs in the balance.